Well, let's just get the title out of the way first. No, Agent 126 did not die. I have not yet died on my hardcore Iron Man that I was doing a series on. I haven't logged in for 104 days and 6 minutes too. To the 6 minute mark, I nearly logged in. That's kind of funny. But no, I did not die on this account, and I actually love this account. I really do enjoy playing it. In fact, I've played nearly 14 days worth of game time on this account, and I've done pretty decently for myself too. While we're talking, I figured I'd get a little bit of XP too, because I am addicted to AFK star mining. I'm doing it on my main account, and I probably should just bond up this account just to AFK star mine it. I really do enjoy star mining a lot. But that's not why we're here today. We're here today to discuss why have I stopped uploading videos on Agent 126. Have I quit the series entirely? What's going on with that? So no, I've not quit the series, but I obviously have not been playing it. I mean, I've not logged into the account for over 3 months at this point. Now, as I said before, I love playing this account. I think it is so fun to play a hardcore Iron Man. I mean, I'm currently doing my hardcore Iron Man series versus Sea Engineer right now, which that's live on my main channel. You should go check that out if you've somehow not yet seen that. But I love playing hardcore Iron Man, and playing hardcore Iron Man on this account was very unique because I had to play in a very specific way. I could not level up more than one combat level without getting a kill in between each combat level, as is the point of the series. As I said in the first episode of the series, which has been like almost 7 months ago at this point, I was inspired by another content creator for this idea, NineRain, who made the White Wolf of RuneScape, where he got a PK at every combat level. Now, he was a normal account, but I figured a cool twist could be to do this on a hardcore Iron Man. Now, the problem that arose immediately that I did not see happening, which is stupid on my part, is there's basically nobody in the 3 to like 50, maybe even like 55 combat bracket in PvP worlds for me to PK. And when I got inspired by NineRain and I watched all of his beginning videos, PvP worlds were way more active. Like, it is day and night in comparison to what it used to be. And that's kind of sad in and of its own right, since I love PvP worlds. But regardless, that's not the point of discussion here. The point is, I could not actually find basically any targets in these lower levels. It took me hours and hours to find people, like literally so many hours, and it got so bad to the point that I had to start killing bots, and I think that became a problem in the series right from the get-go. It made it seem like I'm trying to take the easy way out. I don't actually want to put in the time to go and do the risky thing on the hardcore Iron Man. I didn't want to risk, which that's absolutely not the case. The point of a hardcore Iron Man, and what I knew from the get-go, is if I'm going to be doing this, I need to be risky, and that's the thing I love about hardcore Iron Man. The entire risk factor. It makes it so much more exciting. Now, of course, I try to innovate a bunch of different ways to get around these things. Like, I either try to went to free-to-play worlds and kill looters, which, again, that's just not great, obviously, but I was trying to get anyone I could. And again, if you've ever PK'd at these low levels, especially on a hardcore Iron Man, you can't get a KO on just about anybody. So that's what I figured that could be part of the fun challenge of trying to innovate different ways to get legitimate kills on people. But when there's no people to get and the best you have are real people, but they're looters, it becomes very difficult to actually complete the objective of the series and to actually get those PKs. And not only is that demotivating, but people obviously see that and they think, once more, you're not actually doing the point of the series. And I think that's the problem with it, is ultimately it's a pretty backloaded series. And what I mean by that is it doesn't actually get interesting probably until, I want to say, about like 60, 70 combat, just to be on the safe side, 70 combat, because I can actually legitimately KO people. I'm going to have really good stats. I would actually be able to find legit PKers at that point, and it would be a much more exciting rush. And I think that's the thing that when I had this idea in mind and when I was trying to figure out the roadmap for this series, That's the thing I was thinking about. Like, that's going to be so cool when, I have to go for the DDS, I go for the Gmaul. Eventually, maybe I can even do a bunch of solo raids. I can go for Dragon Claws. I was thinking about it way towards the end of the series, all the fun things, the hard grinds, and that's where I figured all of my trouble was going to be. I figured that's where it's actually going to be hard. I really didn't think that there would be an even bigger issue right away. Before I even started the account, I started to look into these things, and I did see it as a problem, but I never foresaw it to be as huge of a problem as it turned out to be. And I think overall, it kind of killed motivation for me. Plus, viewers kind of just did not vibe with it as much. I mean, if it just seems like I'm killing bots, or not even seems, if I am just killing bots, what's the point? Where's the actual risk? Where's the fun in it? And there kind of isn't any at that point, and that's disappointing. Not only as a content creator, but also as a viewer too. Like, you want to be invested into something, but it's kind of hard to get invested into something that, in a way, doesn't even take itself seriously. I tried to make up with that with the editing and everything, and honestly, I'm pretty proud of the editing that I put into that series, but I don't think it quite hit the mark the way I wanted it to. I'm currently level 57 on this account, and I'm about 13 levels away or so from really getting into the good part of the account. But the problem is, I think the viewers that gave this series a chance aren't going to be invested anymore, and I don't even blame them. I mean, it's even hard for me to be invested at this point, especially knowing that I'm basically going to have to just bullshit my way through another 13 kills, because I can't really KO anyone at this point. I can't really find people. I mean, it'll take me a long time to find people, and I could find legitimate people, but without TB, realistically, you're not going to PK anybody. Like, it's not realistic at this point, and I thought that would be a cool part of the series, but again, it's kind of that foresight that you don't really have until you do something in a series. I mean, any YouTuber that's done a series like this, that's ran any other successful series, like, obviously settled with any of his series, Jimmy with By Release, Stefan Soup with Gillinor Games, me with Bronzeman, you don't really know how something is going to go until you put it out there. I mean, you can condition, or make the conditions right for it to be the most viral series possible. You can make the best possible, everything here and there. The idea can be as good as possible as well, but if the execution fails or the idea ends up not being as good enough, which in my opinion, I like the idea for this. I think it had, good potential, but if any of these factors don't align, then ultimately the series is not going to perform how you want it to perform, and it's not going to reach the audience that you want it to. I mean, the whole point of this is to be entertaining, it's to grow, it's to have a good time, but if people don't really like the series, then I don't want to waste their time, like, people's time, in my opinion, is valuable, and I like putting something in front of people that they're going to enjoy and they're going to walk away from being like, yeah, that was a good video, or that was, funny, whatever. So that brings us to today, where we have a few different options for how we can continue forward with this account. One, we could continue the series as usual, but, as I kind of already discussed, I don't think people are really going to be as invested anymore because, to be quite frank, I think I kind of blew it on the first however many episodes getting to this point. And I think that if I had a time machine and I could go back, I would have done it way, way differently. I think I would have basically made the first level 3 to level 60, level 70. I probably would have made that happen in about 2 videos, and I probably would have figured out a much better way of going about that. But the point is, it kind of feels like I can't continue that series as usual at this point because I feel like it's kind of too little too late. Which brings us to the second option. I could just quit the series, which I don't want to be honest. I don't want to quit this account. I feel like this account is, it's a good account, and I feel like I could do a lot of interesting things with it still. 3, I could modify the series to make it a little more realistic, where I get a PK at every 10 combat brackets, which, I don't know, that would leave me overall with, I don't know, just off the top of my head, like 8 more PKs, which is stupid. Obviously stupid. I don't want to do that either. Obviously, the point being, I could modify the series. I personally don't really like that option either, to be honest, because once you set up the rules for a series and then you go changing the rules, it kind of doesn't really work, in my opinion. Like, you can do that with some series and they could be successful. Do not get me wrong on that, but I feel like with a lot of different series, ones that are constantly trying to change the rules to just, make it either more realistic, easier, whatever you want to be, it's just not a good look, in my opinion. And it's not a look that I like for, running one of my series either. So that brings us to the fourth option, where I could turn the account into a high-risk hardcore Iron Man with the same bounty. Right now it is a 2-bill bounty, like I said before. And that bounty could keep increasing per episode, per level, whatever. There could be a million different ways that we could go about it. Now, this is the option that I like the most. The only problem with it at the moment is I'm currently doing the series, like I mentioned earlier, with Sea Engineer, and if I end up dying, then fair enough. We can go right to this account, and I could turn into a high-risk hardcore Iron Man. I would remove the level restriction because it makes it, it would be a new series, effectively. I would be entirely changing the point of what this account is going to be. Or if I actually beat Sea Engineer on that account, my winning POV account, I would most likely turn that one into the high-risk hardcore Iron Man, and this account would basically just go into hypersleep for a long time until I wanted to bring it back out again. That's basically how I'm seeing it in my mind, and the crappy part about having to make this video is effectively I'm telling you that I failed, and it kind of sucks to fail as a content creator because the series did not perform how I wanted it to. I know people will look and see that, it still got in the 100,000 view range, but I don't feel like people are walking away from these videos being satisfied and being like, yes, this is a good series, this is a good idea. I mean, that just goes to show based on the viewership. It dropped a bit, and it doesn't need to perform a certain way for me to be happy. I'm happy when the video is, well received and when people are enjoying it. But obviously, viewership is an indicator here as to how it's doing. The ratings have gone down, the amount of comments have gone down, the amount of engagement with the series overall has gone down. And the fact that people still like it, I'm very happy about that. That's so awesome. People have been asking me where Agent 126 has been for a while at this point, but when you're a content creator, you want to make videos for not only your audience, but for new viewers as well. And when you make a series or you make videos that are not even bringing in your core audience as is, you're not going to bring in new viewers and you're disappointing your audience. At least that's how I feel. And I don't like disappointing the audience. I don't like disappointing you guys in general. I want to make videos that are worth your time. So that's basically where I'm at. I really am just beyond lucky and blessed to be able to make videos for a living and to be able to entertain you guys. It is just such a cool job that I never would have thought would have been my job. I mean, literally before this, I was just building websites for people. I thought that was going to be it. I had absolutely no idea what I was going to do for a job. I mean, I didn't even go to school for that. I went to school for like freaking marketing. Like what? It's you just don't expect where you're gonna be in life, and once you get to a position like this, you have to be grateful for the people that got you there. And I am just beyond grateful for you guys, and I don't like wasting your time as a result. If you were a fan of the series, a casual viewer of it, or you just didn't watch it whatsoever, I want to know what you think down below, because obviously you're always going to get that comment saying you should do whatever you want. But again, the point of this is I'm here to entertain you guys. I want to know what you think. Do you think that I should do one of the four options? Well, I mean, there could be a fifth option. You could have your own suggestion too, but do you think I should continue the series as usual? Personally, again, I don't want to quit the series either or quit the account. If anything, I would want to, modify it, which again, I don't even know about that. Or I want to turn the account to a high-risk hardcore Iron Man with the same bounties, same starting bounty 2-bill, and then do crazy, ridiculously risky shit, but be able to just level my account outside of the constraints of the series. I don't want to do it level by level anymore if that's going to be the case. I want to put a whole new twist on it. I want to be able to do just really interesting shit and good shit that you guys, want to watch and is worth your time. Again, I respect your opinions a lot and I respect your time. So thank you all for watching. I do still want to do videos on this channel, by the way. This channel is not, dead. I didn't think it was either, to be fair. I'm just busy with the main channel right now. I'm enjoying what I'm doing because every video, by the way, just as a quick side note, if I'm making a video on the main channel, most likely I'm enjoying what I'm doing. There's times where like I get annoyed, but most likely I'm enjoying what I'm doing and I get really into what I'm doing. I don't make videos just because I want to make videos. I do it because I really enjoy the process of it. Like playing my hardcore Iron Man right now versus Sea Engineer, I'm in love with it. I'm having such a good time. That being said, though, I do like this channel. I do like uploading to it, and there are new series that I actually want to run specifically on this channel. I don't want to reveal anything just yet, but I think that you guys will really enjoy it, like a lot. Until then, which in fact, why am I saying until? I don't know when that's going to even happen. That might not be for months. I'm going to be uploading more to this channel, though. There's going to be ideas that I want to do on this channel. If there's any ideas you want to see me do on this channel, I mean, this is just a purely for fun channel, let me know down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.